Hi everyone. Thanks for coming to Yin's Yogas. You'll want some props, so maybe a block or a pillow, a blanket is great. Anything that you can use to support your body when we hold these postures for a long time. If you feel pain at any point in your bones, your muscles, that's your cue to come out of the pose. Maybe take a different version or a different variation or skip the posture entirely. Find a stretch that feels good. We'll get started in just about a minute. So set up, get your props, your pillow, your blankies, whatever you need. Let's get started today in child's pose. So you can always pad your knees here with a blanket or a towel since we're holding for a few minutes. Draw your knees wide, sit back onto your heels, and then option to fold forward straight onto the earth or fold forward onto your prop, your pillow, your blocks, your blanket. If you're gazing one direction, you'll switch out your gaze halfway through. I'll let you know when that is. Use this first posture to settle in. Just notice any thoughts, any tightness, any tension, any stresses, or particular feelings of energy. Notice when the distractions come up. Yin is a challenging practice with the stillness. So allow yourself to feel anything that needs to come to the surface, but can you stay present? Stay connected to your body, stay connected to your breath. If you're looking one way, switch out your gaze. You're halfway through if you'd like to come in a little deeper. Draw your chin to center. Press yourself up into a tabletop. Walk your knees under your hips. Extend one leg back. Straighten it out. Rock forward. Rock back. Other side. Back to your tabletop. Inhale, cow pose. Drop your belly. Send your tailbone up. Exhale, cat, round and curl. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. And keep moving through your cow, cat. Take one more full round. And come to a seat. You can sit on a prop, on a block, or a pillow if you're tighter through your back or your hips. We'll come into a hamstring stretch. Send your right leg out to the right. Bring your left foot to your inner thigh. Then turn your shoulders to frame your right leg. Exhale, fold forward any amount. So the tendency or the urge here is to grab on and pull your chest towards your thighs. You can do that, but in Yin Yoga, you want your body relaxed. So if you want something more relaxing, let your arms fall heavy. You can support your forehead any way you'd like. Get creative with the placement of your props. If this is way too much, bend your right knee as much as you need to. You can even slide something underneath your right knee for support. If you feel the stretch start to fade, maybe you come in a little deeper, crawl a little more forward, farther forward. We've got 1 more minute here, so if you'd like to make this more active, maybe you choose to grab on. Use your upper arms to pull your chest towards your front thigh, but avoid squeezing your shoulders towards your ears. Let your neck release here, so this effort comes from your upper arms. Take a full round of breath. And curl yourself up. Plant both feet on the earth. Drop your knees right to left a couple of times. Other side, send your left leg out. Bring your right foot towards your inner thigh. Turn your shoulders to frame your left leg, and then exhale, you fold. Again, option to bend your left knee a lot. You can support your forehead here, so your head and neck have some support as you fold. Final minute. If you'd like to make this more active, grab on. Using your upper arms, pull your chest to your thighs without squeezing your shoulders towards your ears. Take a full breath in, full breath out, and slowly curl yourself up. Plant your feet, drop your knees right to left, right to left. We'll come into half pigeon on the right side. If you know that you have sensitive knees, come onto your back. Bring your right ankle on top of your left thigh. If you want more from there, slide your hands through, grab for the back of your left thigh as you hug your shin towards your chest. Okay? You can also move up towards a wall and push your left foot into the wall. If you're coming into traditional half pigeon, Bring your right knee to your right wrist, lengthen your left leg behind you. Maybe you slide some support underneath your hips, so a block or a blanket. Fold forward any amount. If you're gazing one direction, you'll switch out your gaze on the other side. You're here for 4 full minutes, so take your time coming into your deepest expression of this pose. Halfway through this side. Take a full round of breath here. Moving slowly, push into your hands. Find tabletop or down dog. Send your right leg back. Bend your knee, open your hip. If you're on your back, you can squeeze your knees into your chest, sway a little side to side, and then you'll switch out your feet. Other side as you are ready. Bring your left knee to your left wrist. For most of us, your shin's going to be on a diagonal. Crawl your right leg back. Feel your weight even through your hips. Option to stay upright, option to fold forward. Halfway through the left side. Finish the round of breath that you're on. And slowly press back, tabletop or down dog. If you're on your spine, hug your knees into your chest. Give yourself a squeeze. You can flow through a few rounds of cow-cat if you'd like. Then downward facing dog, push into your hands, tuck your toes, send your hips high. Bend one knee, bend the other knee. Walk your hands back towards your toes. Bend your knees a lot so your chest may be touching your thighs. Look back towards your knees or your shins. Let your head and neck release. Holding here in your fold. Stretch through your spine, your back. You can grab for opposite elbow creases. Sway a little side to side. And release your grip. Curl back to your down dog. Embryo pose. Tap your knees to the earth. Your knees stay touching. Your ankles touch. Sit back onto your heels. So with your knees together, your ankles together, then you fold forward. Bring your hands by your sides, palms face up. Now if your forehead is hovering off of the earth, bring some support underneath your forehead with any prop that you have. You may notice after a few breaths, you can remove the prop entirely, but only add on as you feel you need more. Got less than a minute here. Give yourself a full round of breath. Slowly push up, tabletop. Press back to down dog or take a cow cat. Coming into toe squat or toe breaker. Sit on your heels, but tuck your toes under. Your toes face forward. You're probably going to need to flip your pinky toe forward. Get your shoulders right over your hips. If this is way too much, bring a blanket or a pillow underneath your knees. Lift your knees. You can also sit on a block in between your heels and your hips. The longer you hold, the more intense this becomes. Stay connected to your breath. Let tension melt away from your upper body. Unclench your jaw, roll out your shoulders if that feels good, your head, your neck. If it becomes way too much, You can lean forward, take a break or two, and then join back in. Just notice any thoughts that come to the surface here. It's probably a curse word. It's probably something nasty. This pose is terrible, but use your breath to stay with it. Keep your shoulders out of your ears. 20 seconds. Remind yourself that it's such a good stretch for your feet. 10 seconds. Take a breath in, breath out, and slowly roll forward. Tap your toes on the earth, slow to start, then pick up the pace. Lift your feet off of your mat and roll out your ankles, both directions. Finding a counter stretch, stretching the tops of your feet or your ankles. Sit on your heels. If this is enough of a stretch and you feel this already on the tops of your feet, stay here. If you want more, bring your hands behind you, lean backward. Your knees can lift off of the earth any amount. And feel this through the tops of your feet. So you're really flexible through your ankles. You can drop down to your forearms. You can even bring one hand to your knee. Bring one other hand to your knee. Just go wherever feels good. Four breaths. Full round of breath. And then roll forward. Send one leg back. Roll out your ankle. Other leg back. Come all the way down onto your belly. We'll thread the needle from the earth. So I'll show you what it's going to look like. But eventually you'll be facing your mat. So your arm is going to come across your chest. Your right arm will come across your chest just below your chin. Keep your shoulders and your heart, your forehead facing the earth. So from your belly, take your right hand, draw it underneath you just below your chin. Rotate your left side body towards your mat. Your forehead can come to the earth. Your forehead can come to your props if you need to lift your forehead slightly. If this is way too much on your shoulder or your tricep, bring your left leg out to the left, drawing your left knee in line with your left hip, coming into a half frog leg. On your next inhale, push into your left hand, slide your right arm out. Take a pause through center, drop your forehead to your mat or your forearms. And then other side, send your left arm underneath your chest, just below your chin. Drop your forehead to the earth. And if it's too much on this side, find the half frog leg in your right leg. Bring your right knee to your right hip. Finish the round of breath you're on. Slide your left arm out from underneath you. Pause at center. Rest your forehead onto your forearms. Maybe bend your knees. Drop your shins side to side. You'll flip onto your back. Come onto your spine. Hug your right knee in towards your chest. Your left foot can plant to the earth. If you want a little more, send your left leg long. Give your right knee a squeeze and then slide or cradle your right knee side to side, working in your hip joint, your hip crease. Send your right leg straight up to the ceiling. Grab behind your right hamstring, maybe your calf or your ankle. If you have a towel or a t-shirt, you can always loop that around your right foot and then gently pull your foot back in space. You want to feel the stretch behind your right leg, but keep your head, neck, and shoulders connected to the earth. half happy baby on the right side. Bend your right knee. Grab for the outside edge of your right foot, the pinky toe side edge of your right foot. Now, if that's too much, you can grab for your ankle or wrap both hands around the back of your thigh. Option to keep your left leg long, that'll be most intense, or less intense, plant your left foot onto the earth. And use the strength of your right upper arm to draw your right knee down and around your rib cage closer to your mat. Four breaths. And then release your grip. Hug both knees into your chest. Give yourself a squeeze. Sway side to side. Take your right leg, bring it up and over your left thigh. So right leg over your left thigh. Draw your knees toward your chest and then grab for your shins, maybe your ankles or your feet. And use your upper arms to pull your thighs towards you. Pull your ankles towards you. Should feel the stretch through your right glute, your right piriformis, the outside of your right hip. Here for 10 breaths. Release your grip, unwind your legs, give yourself a squeeze. Exhale, supine twist to the left. Drop your knees over to the left. Stack your hips one on top of the other. Option to draw your right arm out, gaze towards your right hand. Take any version of this twist you'd like. So if you want a little more, take your bottom leg, straighten it to the top edge of your mat. You can always support your bent knee with any amount of props. 30 more seconds in this twist. Inhale, find center, come back to your spine. Hug your knees in, grab for your shins, sway side to side. And let your right leg fall heavy or plant your right foot to the earth. Keep your grip on your left shin. Glide your knee right to left, right to left. Half happy baby. Grab for the outside edge of your left foot, ankle, or the back of your thigh. Use your left arm to slide your left knee towards the earth. Four breaths. And release your grip. Send your left leg straight to the ceiling. Grab behind your left hamstring, calf, or ankle. Use your upper arms to pull your left foot back in space, stretching through the back of your left leg. Take a full round of breath. And release your grip. Hug your knees into your chest. Exhale, twist over to the right. Drop your knees over to the right. Slide your hips to the center of your space. Let your hips stack one on top of the other. Option to draw your left arm out to the left. Gaze towards your left hand. Make a similar shape in your twist on this side as you did on the other. Take a full breath. Inhale, roll back to center. Hug your knees in. If there's any final movement you need, take that now. And set yourself up for your final resting pose. Maybe you take legs up the wall. If you're near a wall, send your legs straight up to the sky. You can wrap yourself in a blanket or cover your eyes. Take a breath in. Hold at the top, sip in a little more air. Exhale, let it go. Please stay resting for as long as you are able. Thank you so much for joining me. Until next time, namaste.